So, Luke chapter 10, verse 27 says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul and strength. And the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now, a lot of us in the Christian circles, when it comes to self-care and self-love, we like to quote that second bit quite a lot, which is love your neighbor as you love yourself. And that is because what we say is how you treat your neighbor, the care and the love that you have for your neighbor is simply a reflection of the care and the love that you have for yourself and how you regard yourself. So you can only pour out what was already within you, right? And as true as that may be, I don't think we go further enough and we ignore the obvious and the main point of it, which is the first part, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul and strength, and basically with everything within you. In order for you to be able to love your neighbor as you love yourself, as we say, and then we take a step backwards, in order for you to love and care and all these things for yourself, you need a source. You need a good source, which cannot be you. Because we're humans, as it says, the heart is deceitful and all those things. The love that we have for ourselves sometimes is twisted. How we regard ourselves and care for ourselves and love ourselves can lean on things like our environment. It can lean on our twisted sense of what love actually is in the first place. So if we start from within and we make it a gospel of me, we are definitely getting the whole equation wrong. However, when we start off with that first bit of the equation, which is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul and strength, and everything within you, the only right way to go about it is by really leaning in to what it means to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and all these things. Now, why have I been thinking about this verse quite a lot when it comes to self-care and self-love and all these issues? I asked myself this question, and I think you should too, and that will help you really narrow down the thought process here. Are my coping mechanisms taking me closer or further away from God? Now, you might say, what I'm doing is not a sin and it's not leading me into sin. Cool. But just because it's permissible does not mean it is beneficial. And that, I think, first of all, gives you space to then think of where your priorities are, wow, my English bundle is going, but where your priorities are and what your idols are as well. Because if you say, God will understand, I'll lean towards this thing, we have to keep in mind that Luke 10:27 is not a suggestion. It's not called a suggestment. It's a commandment. All right? So God always has provided a way out for us. He provides the means, He provides the communities, He provides all these other things that we naturally like to lean away from when things get that bad. And that's when you have to start asking yourself these questions. What do I run to when things get this bad? And really think about how Luke 10:27 applies to your life in that situation. I don't know, it's still a very raw thought, but just something to think about. So God bless you, and yeah.